This is assignment 3 for ITC 1235, a podcast of something that I do on my computer. I have a very large music collection, and it's constantly growing because if I get my hands on a CD, I'll burn it to MP4, or my children and I are always in iTunes looking for stuff to download, and other resources on the web. But I like to keep mine organized for a couple of reasons. One, it appeals to my sense of order since I'm a little OCD. And two, because it allows me to create playlists based on the information I put into the songs. So what I'm going to do is show you how I put information into the songs and how I create a smart playlist and then where I get some of the information from. So step one, we're just going to skip over, but I'll just tell you, I would put a CD into my computer. I would burn it to MP4, save it somewhere on my computer. I actually have a very large music folders within folders type of file. And then you would do file, add file to the library, you would browse out to the file, and then you would select the song or songs and bring them in. Once they're in the iTunes window, you can select the entire album by clicking on the first song and then holding down the shift key and clicking on the last song. Or, in our case, we're going to do one song. You would just click on the one song that you're going to update for information. Either way, you would right click on the highlighted area, select Get Info, and this will open up a new window for you. So this is a summary of the information that's in there already. In the info window, you put in the song title, the artist, the album artist, which I keep all the musicians who perform on an album. I'll enter their names separated by a colon so I can sort by their name and or create a playlist. We get the album title. We have groupings which I've created. I've created specific ones for my own tastes and for my activities. So I have, for this particular song, we have rock, classic rock, hard rock, angry, which is, you know, if I'm out walking or just in a bad mood, I want to listen to some angry music. It's filled with Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, AC/DC, as you can see. Burnt, which is more for like a late 70s, early 80s kind of set of music, like some AC/DC songs, Queen, and things of that nature. And then Buzzed, which is more for like Aerosmith and the drinking set, which when my friends and I imbibe, we found AC/DC is the best music to listen to. And then, of course, the composers, the genre. I don't always put information in the comments, but sometimes I do. The year the album came out, how many tracks are on it. You can put the track number for this if it's not already there, and then how many discs. So, Beatles' White Album, 2 discs, you'll have 1 of 2 or 2 of 2. The sort fields are the same information from the info, but it actually is used for these sort fields at the top of the iTunes window. So where you have grouping and artists, it's actually looking for these fields. So I just usually copy those over. Options, so you can have the volume adjustment, have it louder than it normally would play on an iPod, or you can bring it down and have it play lower. So for the rock music, hip hop, and stuff like that, and the audiobooks, I'll have it higher so I can hear it better. And for classical and yoga music, meditation music, I'll have it down lower so I'm not concentrating on the music, it's just sort of an ambiance in the background. And then you have your equalizer presets, which you have, you know, acoustic, spoken words for the audiobooks, and a whole bunch of ones to choose from. I usually, for rock, I choose rock, hip hop, I choose hip hop, and it kind of goes from there. And then you can rate the song. If you don't want the song to be part of the playlist, and if you choose shuffle for your iPod, you can do skip when shuffling, and you know, if I have yoga music on my iPod but I don't want to hear it when I'm shuffling through my songs, I'll select that. Then you can add your artwork, and you know, you can have a whole bunch of pictures that will scroll through as you're playing the song, but I find 1 or 2 is sufficient. Once you've added your information, you can create a playlist by doing File, Create Smart Playlist. And the Smart Playlist allows you to pull information in automatically based on the criteria that you set. So you can do it by artist or any field that's available within the iTunes details information, that window that popped up. I prefer groupings because it gives me more control over what I'm doing. You have your Boolean set, so you have contains, does not contain, is not. Um, I usually keep it as contains, and then I just create the playlist name or what it's looking for. So this is going to look under the groupings. If it's got pop in it, it's going to add the song to this playlist. You can limit it by how many items, gigabytes, megabytes, or anything. If you wanted to set additional criteria, you would select the plus button. So for pop music, I may not want Iggy Pop to come through, so I can do does not contain Iggy Pop. And then I can select match only the checked items, because if you have a greatest hits album and the original album, you don't want duplicates and having the song played twice in a row. So you would uncheck some of those songs, and this will only bring in the ones that are checked. You have the live updating, so it'll do it instantaneously. Click OK. It brings you down to your untitled playlist, which we'll name it Pop. And this is the songs that are in that playlist right now. Now, to demonstrate how quickly this works, you can select any song, go into Get Info, add to my groupings because I use all groupings, Pop, go back down to my playlist, and you can see the AC/DC was added. And if you find in your playlist you're going through them and you don't want a song in there, you can just select Get Info and remove Pop. Or you can just click on that one particular field, and again, remove Pop. We'll get the song out of the playlist altogether. And then you can sort each playlist differently. So if I want my pop music to be by the name of the song, but I want my politics to be by the album, it'll sort that accordingly, and when you sync with your iPod, it's set that way. And that's how I update the information and create a smart playlist for my music. Where I get the information from is mostly from the CD cases of the CDs I bring in. Sometimes I'll go out to towerrecords.com. It's a retail site, so most of the information is accurate. And they do have the album art mostly. Once in a while, I'll have to go over to Wikipedia and get their information. But we all know Wikipedia is not always something you can depend on, because anybody can go in and create a Wikipedia page. So it's not always accurate and not always verified. But some information is there. Sometimes they have some good pictures, and then of course you can just click on discography and select the album that you're looking for. And then you'll have the album art and all kinds of information about it. And then of course you can always Google search a particular artist or album and get additional information from there. And that concludes my podcast of something I do on my computer.